25 things you need to know about Formula One. Starting off with number 1, Daniel Ricciardo always wears a mouthguard. I picked this up in the first year I started shooting F1, and I don't think I've seen any other driver wearing a mouthguard. Of course, Daniel wears it because the vibrations in the car are such that he wants to protect his teeth. Number 2, Sergio Perez races with the Pope in his car. I shot this picture a couple of years ago now. The car was getting ready to go to scrutineering. I peered inside and saw a picture of the Pope there. I thought, a little bit unusual. So he's got the Pope behind him. Number 3, Lando Norris is the youngest British F1 podium finisher. Back in Austria this year, when he stood on the podium, no other British driver at that age had done so in the past. Number 4, Jackie Stewart has one sleeve longer than the other on his shirts. Why? Well, he's a Rolex ambassador, and as part of the deal he has to wear a Rolex while he's at Formula One. But because he wants it to be visible, he has this sleeve, the left sleeve, pulled up a little higher than the right, and you can see it here. His left sleeve is shorter than the right. A bit of trivia for you. Do you know which country that hosts an F1 race had no road deaths last year in 2019? Which country that hosts an F1 race had no road deaths in 2019? Put your mind to it. I'll give you some think music for a few seconds. Did you work it out? It would need to be a small country, one where you can't perhaps achieve great speeds on the roads? Yes, of course, it is Monaco. Not one road death last year. Number 6, Kevin Magnussen does not wear sunglasses. It is true. I flicked back through all of my pictures of Kevin, and well, when I say it's not true, I found 2 of the well over 1,000 shots where he had a pair of sunglasses on, these 2. But apart from that, never does he wear sunglasses. He doesn't wear them coming into the track, he doesn't wear them on the grid, he doesn't wear them when he does the national anthem. He doesn't like sunglasses. And for a photographer, that is a real bonus for us because we get to see his eyes. Number 7, Lewis Hamilton is the only driver to bring his dog to the track. This is Roscoe. He accompanies Lewis to a number of races throughout the year. The only other dog I know of that's been at the track is actually a driver's girlfriend's dog, and she brought the dog in a handbag. Number 8, during a race, the drivers will often not tell their team what's going on in the car over the radio because, of course, if something like, let's say, a seat's become loose, still drivable but just a bit annoying, or there's something loose underneath the driver's feet, they sometimes don't tell the team because they know if they do, F1 will hear what's going on and demand, under safety rules, that they come in and get it fixed. So if it's borderline, you'll find some of the drivers won't say a word about it until after the race, and then they'll tell their team, but probably nobody else. Number 9, champagne. It's a fixture on every podium. Well, it's actually not every podium because tracks like Bahrain and Abu Dhabi don't allow alcohol. So there's no champagne on those podiums. Plus this year, Turkey said no to champagne, and next year, Saudi Arabia won't allow it either. France doesn't allow alcohol branding. So while there may be champagne in the bottle, there's no branding on the bottle, so no company is getting any value out of that. And in Abu Dhabi last year, there were champagne bottles with lovely designs on the front, but no branding and 0% alcohol inside. Of course, F1's gone through a number of champagne sponsors over the last few years. We've had Chandon, we've had Carbon, which I never ever saw in any store. And back this year, Moët and Chandon. Number 10, Sochi in Russia has the most metal detectors of any track on the calendar. I couldn't believe it when I rolled in there the first year. Because it's an ex-Olympic venue, there must have been 100, maybe 200 of these metal detectors, and they're very diligent when you enter the track. Number 11, hotels inside the track. Baku, classic example, Hilton Hotel right next to the paddock, and that's where most of the drivers stay. Of course, at the Nürburgring there's a hotel, but that was only this year with the COVID races, and there's also a hotel being built at Silverstone, which will be right on the track, and I imagine that might have been used this year if we'd indeed raced there. Number 12, sponsors can be quite picky. I'll give you an example. Marcus Ericsson in Mexico wants to wear his reading glasses. They're made by a company I think called Moto. Unfortunately, the team he's working for, Alfa Romeo, is sponsored by Carrera, So there's a conflict. In the end, the solution was Marcus could wear his reading glasses, but he had to have his Carreras around his neck, as was the case here. So the sponsor gets some value if I take a photo of him or anyone else takes a photo of him. Number 13. Only 2 drivers have ever raced with the number 13. Moises Solano in Mexico City, I think in 1963, but he only ever raced one race with number 13. After that, I think he raced another 7 or so races. He raced with a different number. And the other driver to race with number 13 is Pastor Maldonado. Number 14. 5 drivers have children. Can you name them? Who comes to mind straight away? Yes, you've got Kimi, you've got Sebastian Vettel. Who else have you got? Daniil Kvyat, yes, a newborn late last year. Who are the final 2? Yes, Sergio Perez and Romain Grosjean, who's got 3 youngsters. Number 15, Pierre Gasly wears a sleep ring. In fact, a number of the drivers wear these. I thought they were initially jewellery, and a number of people actually contacted me when they spotted them in photos. What's this ring he's wearing? Well, it allows, via an app, the team and he to work out what's going on with his sleep. So it keeps a track of what depth of sleep he's in, whether he's getting the required number of hours, and it's all to do with maximising his performance on track. Number 15.5, Canity.com is the world's best online staff training platform. Hundreds of short, sharp training videos covering everything from handling angry customers to how to shine on video conferences. Canity.com. On to number 16 now. The best free seats at F1 are in Monaco. That's right. You can watch the race absolutely free in Monaco. While everyone's paying big bucks for trackside seats and corporate facilities or top of buildings, you can be watching it from the hill for absolutely nothing. But of course, you've got to get there early, you've got to claim your spot, and a lot of people chain their chairs to the trees up on this hill, but you get this beautiful panoramic view of what is the most spectacular F1 track on the calendar. Number 17, Charles Leclerc almost always sits next to his car after he gets out on the grid instead of heading back to the garage, which most of the drivers do. As such, there's normally a throng of media all around him. Number 18, Max Verstappen is very considerate. If he goes to a team meeting where perhaps food has been served, at the end of that meeting, while most people would just get up and walk away, he takes his cutlery and crockery and delivers it back to the catering area. Number 19, you cannot tag Mick Schumacher on Instagram. I don't know why, but he doesn't allow it on his account. Number 20, a lot of the trainers handle the pit board for their driver. So during practice, quali and the race, instead of hanging around the garage or going back to the hospitality suite, they're actually working their bums off on the pit wall, hanging the pit board over for their driver as they come past each lap. Number 21, Lewis Hamilton is quite touchy about being touched. If you ask him for a selfie and go to put your arm around his shoulder, he'll quickly move it away, which I like. I just don't see why people have the right to put their arms around you just because they want a selfie. Number 22, Daniel Ricciardo is always the last driver to leave the red carpet after the national anthem. He'll get down on his haunches, he'll put his headphones on, he'll cue up some music, and he'll just get into the moment there while all the other drivers are long gone back to their cars. Number 24, fuel efficiency. Now you may think that those F1 cars burn a lot of fuel. Wrong. In fact, they are very fuel efficient. It's the infrastructure that uses all the fuel. In fact, if you take all of the fuel used by all of the cars in every practice, qualifying session, race, throughout a whole season, they would use less than half the fuel that a Boeing 777 uses on a flight from London to New York or from Perth to Singapore. And number 25, these watches aren't real. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've liked the video, you know the drill. Just press the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And do you realise that you can get notifications when I put videos up? Yes, you can, clicking the bell button. And if you want to join as a member, you get some great privileges like free wallpapers and other discounts and a whole host of other stuff. If you're looking for a present for yourself or a friend, these F1 books are available at kimillman.com. All of my images you can download at prostarpics.com. And for my best images and stories throughout the week, head to Instagram at kimillman. Thanks for watching and stay passionate. There's my bloody fire engine again. We had a helicopter go over earlier.